Hello, Kansas City Underground. This is Bree here, and today I get to talk with Stephanie. And you guys get to hear a little bit about her story. She is associated with the Western Edge Hub of the KC Underground, and she's going to tell us a story today just about relationships going a little bit deeper, and how snow took you there, right? So, so
Right.
first, tell us just a little bit about your context where you're planting the gospel.
In our neighborhood, which our little subdivision, which is really just one little street that curves around.
Okay, awesome. And so that's how long have you guys lived there?
7.5 years.
Okay, cool. And I know through conversations that you've had a lot of just relationships kind of popping up here and there throughout your neighborhood. So
hmm
tell us specifically about shoveling someone's driveway. Take us through that story.
Yeah, so a few weeks back when we had pretty heavy snow, we had several inches, and then Michael, my husband, and I were out shoveling our own driveway. And I thought about our neighbors across the street who are older, not as able bodied, and I knew that amount of snow would be too tough for them. So I told him, I'm going to go across the street and shovel their driveway. And so I went over and got started, and then he followed just a couple minutes later. And so we were both out there. Our daughter Willow was out there helping as well. And then our neighbor next door to us saw us and he came also and started helping. So we all were out there. We shoveled the driveway, cleared the walkway, all the things. And our neighbors were just so incredibly appreciative. They were in tears and
Mm.
it was very sweet. And then to show their appreciation, they ended up inviting all of us over for a meal a couple of weeks later. And so that was really cool when we had the chance to all really sit down and connect and talk.
Yes. And so three families then were at this meal
hmm
that they gave in thanks for shoveling their driveway. And you had mentioned to me in a earlier conversation about how that conversation at the meal was different. Usually you're having driveway conversations. So what is the difference for you between a driveway conversation and a meal conversation?
Yeah, so often when we're having a driveway conversation, we're on our way to do something. You know, we're in the car or we're out to work on the yard or something. We're passing each other. So we chat for maybe a few minutes, but then we've got to get back to whatever it is we're doing. But over a meal, we were there to enjoy each other's company. And so we got to spend real time in conversation and get to know each other better.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about a meal. We've talked about that many times, so that's good. All right, well, last question. What do you sense God might be prompting you to do next in your neighborhood, maybe with these neighbors or with other neighbors? What's he telling you?
Well, so we had all the kids there, our kids, and then our neighbors' grandkids were there, which made it a little bit wild. Also, and so we had actually talked about doing this again, but just grown ups. So getting babysitters and going out as adults together. And so I imagine that being a whole different level of conversation that we'd be able to have. And so I'm looking forward to that.
Right, absolutely. Okay. Well, God bless you guys in your neighborhood. Thanks for sharing this little story. It just goes to show that when we are intentional about looking for ways we can serve our neighbors, and then oftentimes that serving turns into being served, right? And
Yes.
that's a beautiful strategy as a missionary. So thanks, Stephanie. We'll talk to you later.
He's great.